Okay, no time to mess around. Sunday morning, trying to get this podcast done real quick for you guys. Wanted to first get to the recaps. 3-3 week. I'll take it to start the year. Let's jump right in. We're talking about the Studio City Cavalry taking on the Sherwood Forest Turkeys. And a strong start for the Turkeys, 165 points. That's with Kelsey putting up 6 points, which is kind of impressive. But less so from the Cavalry. Overall, just not good enough. Just didn't have the same kind of firepower. Lamar Jackson, A-Chan, Waymo. 1-0 start for the Turkeys moving into week 2. Rose City Ravens taking on the Jabronis. I will say I did call the Turkeys winning that game. This one I did get wrong. I wasn't wrong by much, and Javi's calling this the commissioner's curse. This is a tough one all the way around. No Christian McCaffrey. Can't be loving that as your bell cow number 1 pick. But a blessing here for the Ravens as they got less than a singular point to win this game. For the Jabronis, 10 points for Purdy, 4 points, 4.8 for Ayuk, 1.8 for D-Hop, whatever. 102 points, low points on the week, I want to say. And then staring across the field, you've got McCaffrey, who doesn't play, Adunze with 1, Kincaid with 2. This was the crap bowl of the week. I thought the Jabronis would prevail. They nearly did. It's going to be an interesting year for both of these teams to see how they move forward into week 2. So the next game, this one I did not get right either. I called the Capybaras over the Kraken. This was a pretty good game. 146-127. The Kraken win this one. The Capybaras lose Puka Nacua to injury early in that Lions game. Big week from their kicker. Fairbairn puts up 17. Still not enough. Hart's biggest performer, Mixon, massive week. Mike Evans, as usual. The Tampa Bay wide receivers putting up 40+ is kind of impressive. Good win for Hart moving into week 2. Next up, another one I got wrong, Beanbags v. B-State. This is one that the Beanbags had been owned in this matchup. They needed to get a win here, and they did, responding nicely. A big week, 157 out of the Beanbags. Is this another championship year? They do have the most championships in the league all time. Josh Allen looked like shit, then he didn't. This was a team win, underperformance on the Bay State side. Caleb Williams with a 6. Olave 3. Andrews 3. So some work to be done here, but encouraging that they can get that kind of a shit performance out of their quarterback and a couple players and still put up over 120 points. The two I did get right, Mr. I and the champ, Miami. This was a pretty big win, 158 points to 114 for Mr. I. Richardson played well. His keeper, Jordan Love, got hurt. Jaden Reed with 33. Barkley with 33. This was a pretty lopsided performance from the champ in terms of getting huge performances out of a few people and not a lot elsewhere. This is going to be interesting looking at that roster to see how they perform moving forward. And then for Mr. I, Burrow, disappointing. Christian Kirk, 4. What is he going to be moving forward? Mostert's hurt, less than 4 points from him. When they were expected to put up 143 and they got 114. I don't know where this is going to go, but again, too early to tell on a lot of these. Not overreacting, just like nice win for the champ. And then in the final game of the week, the Wolfpack, the West Adams Wolfpack, 161 to 108. This was kind of a beatdown. Not going to lie, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp came and did their thing. Brandon Aubrey taking over the GOAT belt potentially here in the league. 21 points out of the kicker, which is completely insane. And then on the flip side, Stroud was the best guy that they could throw out there. McConkey, the rookie, looked good. Their defense held some nice points for them, but outside of that, not a lot of standout performers. Drew is going to look to regroup into week 2. Let's talk about week 2. All right. Week 2, the hard luck Jabronis versus the recently beat down Dankies. The Dankies are 5-1 all time against the Jabronis. This feels like more of the same. I don't know that I have the confidence I did in week 1 in the Jabronis, although they were playing Caleb, so that could have been part of my confidence. I think Drew rebounds, moves to 6-1 all time versus the Jabronis. You heard it here first. Dankies over Jabronis. Matchup number 2, LAFC, the Fighting Capybaras against the Chicago Beanbags. This is an all-timer. This is a big one where there has been blood, sweat, and tears in this matchup, a lot of playoff matchups where they've knocked each other out, a lot of back and forth. For a long time, it was the Bags that had the Capybaras number. As of late, that has shifted. The Bags won the last matchup, but they are now 8-10-2 against the Capybaras. So the Capybaras have managed to shift the narrative and move this into a much more evenly matchup all time. This one is a tough one. I think this might be one of the better games of the week. The Capybaras played a great game week 1. I think there's a lot left in the tank. The Bags also had a great game. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to pick the Capybaras to rebound from their tough week 1 loss, and the Bags to regress slightly from their great week 1 win. Matchup number 3, the Turkeys and Mr. I. Again, super close match. Mr. I had a tough first week. Man, I feel like it's going to be tough to start 0-2 for Dave, but I'm guessing that the Turkeys are going to move to 2-0 on the season, and I think this is going to be a close matchup. I think Dave's team rebounds, but I'm picking the Turkeys to move to 2-0. Next matchup, Bay State, Seattle, 3-3 all time. This one is it's a total push in terms of like all time matchup, and I'm gonna go with heart here. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think that they showed a lot in week 1, and Bay State feels a little bit shaky, especially at the quarterback position. I want to see what happens with that. Seattle goes to 4-3 all time against Bay State and goes to 2-0 on the year. Florida man, Miami. The Miami boys are going up against the Studio City Cavalry. This has been a comfortable matchup for Florida, man. They've won the last 2. They're 7-3 all time against Studio City, and I think that's going to continue. Although Studio City, they've got some firepower this year, but I'm taking the defending champ to move to 2-0. Last but not least, the West Adams Wolfpack up against the Rose City Ravens, who are missing Christian McCaffrey, their number 1 pick, for, man, it looks like up to a month now. He's hit the IR. 5 in a row won by the Wolfpack, 6-1 all time. This one is a walk-away win for the Wolfpack. I'm not going to even sugarcoat that. I think that is that's where we're headed. So we'll see what happens. Will be more in-depth recaps as we move forward, but I'm trying to keep these coming to you guys. So hopefully I'll have this out to you before kickoff. Hope you have a great Sunday. Have fun. Good luck in the matchups, and see you in the text thread.